Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the United Way. United bounced back just after beating Brentford by 1-0 at Old Trafford. Rashford's goal in the first half gets us the 3 points, and we go back into fourth place, back into the top four, back where some would say we belong. First half, we were all over them. Second half, Brentford did come out and gave us the game. They gave us the game the second, and yeah, wasn't an easy one. But let us know your thoughts on the game. Was it a good win? Do you think we got lucky? Let us know your thoughts on the match as well. And like, comment, and hit that subscribe button as well. Let me just throw up a yoke here because I feel like I never do it. Thoughts on the game. So I just want everyone's overall thoughts on the match, really. I'll throw it up there anyway, see what you can do about it. The first half was promising. To be fair, I felt like we should have got at least two goals, maybe. We beat them 1-0, but what I'm trying to say is we should have been going in at half time, maybe 2-3-0. But listen, Brentford are a decent team. We said that before the game, we said it during the game, and we're going to continue to say that after the game. Listen, it could have been better in the second half. Improvements, I'm sure Ten Hagel would have wanted more in that second half. But yeah, it's like we gave our all in the first half and then kind of took it easy in the second half, which usually we don't do well in the first half and do well in the second half. So I don't know. But listen, that's another game done. One more game without Casemiro, and then boom, we can finally be delighted that Casemiro will be back. So yeah, as I said, decent start to the game. Early start was good. Everyone done well. I actually thought McTominay had a decent game. To be fair, I thought he done well. Martinez, obviously Rashford, Anthony's shots were a bit. He could have been better, but again, I'm not gonna kind of hate Anthony because I give him time. I don't think I've hated on him once, to be fair, but I wouldn't say any patience is running out with him because he we know what player he can be, so that's why I'm not going to jump on top of him too much as well. But listen, a fourth place, goal difference not as good as other teams. But listen, Jesus Christ, was that the kind of game I was expecting it to be? Tight. Yeah, I was expecting it to be a fairly tight game. Obviously, in the first half, I thought, okay, things are looking fairly promising here. We could maybe get something. Get another goal, 2-0, 3-0 maybe. But listen, as I said, and I keep saying, but listen, Jesus Christ. Thomas Frank made the subs at the right times. And again, luckily enough, our defence was on top. I thought our defence was good today. I thought Martinez had a good game. He was at the right places at the right times. What else is there that De Gea made a few mistakes, but with the decent save as well. I forget the exact player exactly was that he made a decent save against, but there was I think it was Brown. I'm not sure what it was. I think basically the armature was open. One of their strikers basically turned Varane over, boom, and luckily enough De Gea made himself big, and he saved it. So yeah. So there were times where we needed our players, yeah, definitely probably was it are we saying it was the perfect response? Like, is that what we're going with? Or are we going with we did alright? I thought we done okay. As I said, probably could have been better. But can you complain? Can you complain? not really when you get a win against a decent team who. That's real. This Brentford team have went to other stadiums like Man City, for example, at their place, which definitely not an easy place to win at. Went and beat them, so they're not. It's not one of those. Oh yeah, we could have beat them by more. Were they on their game today, Brentford? Maybe not, but still, we got the job done, and you could say we got revenge on them for that 4-0 win that they got against us at the start of the season. Um, but yeah, listen, credit to the lads, and hopefully we can. Just looking back at the goal there by Rashford, he looked back to see if it was offside, but Sabitzer basically doing fairly well there. And yeah, Mr. Reliable, Mr. Mentality, Rashford. And yeah, we had like we created a lot of chances in the first half. Like I was looking at the attempts we had and all that, and we done well. Like we did do fairly well, and yeah, hopefully we can have Everton on Saturday, which I'm not sure if that'll be an easy game. Uh, again, Sean Dyche, we know what kind of football he likes to play, which it's weird football that he likes to play, but it's Sean Dyche, so what can you do? Uh, as well, obviously we're gonna go through the start 11 that basically started. A lot of, not some, but a good few people weren't happy with the start 11 that Ten Hag chose. If I can just find it here, actually, it'd be nice. So basically, the game started off with De Gea, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Delot, Bruno was playing actually in that DM role. McTominay, Sancho on the left, Sabitzer, Cam, Sancho on the right. Oh, Anthony on the right, and it was Rashford striker. That was the team. A lot of people were saying we should have played Fred over McTominay, we should have played Wan-Bissaka over Delot, and we should have played Martial over Jadon Sancho. And to be fair, Sancho didn't do too bad as well. I actually thought Sancho had a decent game as well. McTominay, McTominay's you don't know what you're going to get in McTominay. That's the problem about McTominay. You don't know what you're going to get out of him. Like, it's one of those things where he's hot and cold. He's hot and cold, so you don't know whether you're going to get a bloody, a Scott McTerminator. The nickname Scott McTerminator or Scott McClapped. You don't know what you're going to get. We got Scott McClapped on Sunday, and we got a decent Scott McTerminator today against Brentford. You had a yellow card, and I thought McTominay getting a yellow, he's probably going to flop. Go back to his usual self. Stayed up, kept his head high, and he'd done well. And that performance from McTominay is probably what we expect. But that's all we want from him in previous games. Like, he got in the right positions. I was actually critical when I seen the team and I seen McTominay starting, because I looked back to Sunday's game against Newcastle, and I thought, yeah, this is not gonna, not that it's not gonna end well, but this midfield battle could be lost already. And McTominay done well. I saw Bruno; he was a bit hot and cold as well today. He wasn't at his best, to be fair. Again, a few sloppy passes from himself, and yeah, he made. Once the yellow card, he got a bit unfair. Maybe not. I don't know. That's done. So Bruno probably could have been better as well in parts. And yeah, I just hope the likes of Bruno can have a decent game on Saturday. I hope, obviously, Luke Shaw supposedly has a hamstring injury, so hopefully that won't keep him in for a good while. As well. And again, we finally have that unbeaten run at Old Trafford. Like, we haven't lost at Old Trafford since the 1-0 loss against Sociedad in the Europa League. But the last time we lost in the Premier League at Old Trafford was at the start of the season against Brighton. So that's not a bad stat. I'd love us to have a great away form as well. I'd love us to have a brilliant away form. But, under Ollie, we had a great away form and a poor home form. Under Ten Hag, great home form, poor away form. So I'm sure Ten Hag will sort his way about that. And yeah, Ten Hag, proper manager. he brought in Lindelof. He made a defensive change, taking off Anthony and throwing Lindelof on. He was more than happy with the 1-0 lead. He didn't seem to be interested in extending that lead to 2. And I can see why. Brentford, they have their players, they have their dangerman or their target. I mean, Tony, thought we actually kept him quiet today. I thought we didn't do too bad, but then they were playing 2 strikers up top. They had Mbeumo and Tony, so focus. And then he took Mbeumo off, brought on that young striker. I'm actually going to get his name here. The young striker, Skade. I think I'm saying his name right. Skade or Shade. Skade. We'll just go with Skade. So there, he had a decent opportunity as well. As well, so the defense was solid. Varane, Martinez. I thought out of both of them. I thought out of Varane and Martinez. I thought Martinez was brilliant today. So I had a great game. Again, as I said at the start of the show, got into the right places at the right times, and that's what you need from. He came off against Newcastle. He was pissed off, and I could see why I was pissed off that we took him off. And then he's passionate. He's not afraid to take on a man. He goes in for tackles. For me, I'd throw him out as my man of the match, Lisandro Martinez. I'd actually throw him out as my man of the match. As well, and just our next 5 games: Everton, Nottingham Forest, Spurs, Aston Villa, Brighton. So looking at those next 5 games coming up, you'd expect us to win. I don't think Brighton's not going to be an easy trip. Spurs, it's Spurs. We should beat them. Will they have a new manager by then? I'm not too sure, but they don't seem to be getting a manager bounce. Because he played Everton on Monday and he fluffed their lines in the injury time. So yeah, back to this game. The first half, I always do this, go through the first half, move way up. We pressed a lot in the first half, the aggression, we created chances, good early start. We didn't do too shabby. I thought Brentford are lucky to go in at half time, only 1-0 down, to be fair. Again, Thomas Frank is doing a great job with Brentford. He's doing a good job. They're like 9th or something in the league, 8th, 9th, not too sure. But that's where roughly. So again, they have like 5 at the back or 5 in the midfield. So they had 5. It wasn't easy to break them down, and our pace needed. Rashford kind of didn't do too shabby. As well, just seeing there, Frank Lampard set to become the interim boss for Chelsea. But we might as well should have kept bloody Graham Potter. Now I'll even feel more confident when we come up against Chelsea at Old Trafford in a few weeks' time. As well, then second half, De Gea, he nearly cost us. He tried to kick the ball long. Tony blocked it. Luckily enough, it went down for a goal kick. So again, didn't have the greatest of games, but made a few decent saves, have to give it to him. And Brentford grew into the game, as I said. They made the subs. They were up for it more. And again, they kind of had to go. They kind of had to run us. They couldn't step back and, mess about. So, again, interesting game. And, as I said, probably wasn't the most perfect bounce back, but we did it. And, I'm going to go through, the second half, as I said. The second half was, a lot more tighter. I mean, there was times where you thought Brentford could maybe snatch a late equaliser here, which if that happened, probably tears would have been on the rise. But no, in all seriousness, that's one thing I like about Ten Hag. He's seeing the way Brentford were. They were hitting at us. We didn't seem to be creating too many near the end. And he brought on Lindelof, took off Anthony, went to defensively went. I'm sure we would have went 5 at the back then, 3 midfield, 2 up top, or 5-2-3, whatever it was. And yeah, definitely a interesting few weeks coming up for Manchester United as well. Everton on Saturday, Sevilla next week, then we have Forest next Sunday. So it's exciting. It's exciting for us actually because hopefully now that win can boost the confidence back into us, and hopefully the chances that we did create we didn't finish. Hopefully Ten Hag can jump on top of that and sort it out. But yeah, I mean, so I think Mo said actually at the start of the game, he said 1-0, 1-0. What am I going with? Can't even speak. He went 1-0. Whatchamacallit, 1-0 United. So again, it's nice to get the win, and Sabitzer done fairly okay. Fred had a chance where Rashford kind of passed it back, and it was probably, if it was someone else, he probably would have finished it, striker wise. But Rashford passed it back. Fred just hoofed it over the bar, and wasn't a. It wasn't definitely. I wouldn't say it was a pretty end to the game. Definitely wasn't a pretty game. That's one thing I'll say. But listen, it's Brentford, and we beat a decent team who, you could say we stung them. They were coming into this game on decent form, I think. So, they were winning games, but a goal or two, or draw in silly games. But still, it's, when you look at our game on Sunday, you thought Brentford could turn up and beat us, and God knows where that'll leave us. I know many people are saying if this was against a City or a Newcastle, even or an Arsenal, would we have maybe created a lot? Would we have gotten away with a lot? You can always rise to the occasion, and it's at Old Trafford as well. So we seem a bit more comfortable at home than we do away, like many of us. But no, again, credit to Ten Hag. It just took a bit of put the head down, get stuck in, and basically just try and beat the Shouters, to be fair. And we did. We definitely did. But listen, we're going to go through the player ratings. I think I have like one or two. I have 2 nominees for man of the match here, and I need someone to help me. It's like Martinez or Sabitzer. Just comment if anyone. Or just pick one for me because I actually haven't got a clue. They both had good games today. But actually, before we do that, we'll go to the stats actually. If it lets me. So the stats for that game is supposedly on my thing. It still hasn't ended. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, right. Just messing. So on the Premier League app, we're just gonna wing it. Hold up. Premier League stats are always fairly weird, so. So Manchester United had 65.1% possession to Brentford's 34.9% possession. Man United 3 shots on target, Brentford 1 shot on target. Man United had 18 shots to Brentford 6. It's funny, we had 6 shots against. We only got 6 shots against Newcastle, so it's a big improvement to what we've done, anyways. Manchester United 770 touches to Brentford's 496. Man United made 613 passes, Brentford 319. United made 15 tackles, Brentford 18. 14 clearances United, Brentford made 27 clearances. We had 12 corners, they had 3. We had 3 offsides, they had 1. 3 yellows for United, 2 for Brentford. 8 fouls conceded to United. If Man United 8 fouls conceded. Brentford 13 fouls conceded. So that's the stats. And yeah, I never really looked too much into stats. Decent, alright, fair enough. So hey, we're gonna start off with player ratings now. Disagree to disagree. Let us know your player ratings in the chat and your man of the match as well, and your thoughts on the game against Brentford tomorrow. I'm not sure what's tomorrow. I might have another news show. I'm not too sure. Depends what's out. But we'll have the preview on Friday for the game on Saturday, and then Saturday morning we'll be off for a watch long. I know it's early. I know you're like, you're young. You're not gonna do a watch long. Come on. But anyways, David De Gea, gonna throw it out there. Started off, made a decent saves, but we'll give De Gea a usual 5. Didn't think he had to do much, but sometimes he had to kind of cover up from his mistakes. So De Gea 5 for me. Luke Shaw, unfortunately, didn't really get to play the whole game, so I can only give him a 4.5, just to be nice. Just to be nice. As well, Martinez. Oh my God, Martinez is good today. I'm gonna give Martinez a 7. Varane, 7.5. Martinez. I give Varane a 7 as well. I thought we did fairly well, and the low 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. Bruno, I'm gonna give Bruno a 5.5. Bit slow, not a bit slow, but he could have been better. So hopefully it's just a bit of a tough night for Bruno. McTominay 6.5. No, I'm gonna give McTominay a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5, 7. Again, I'm useless with these player ratings, so yeah. Sancho 5 for Sancho. Same. I'm gonna give a 5 to Anthony. Sabitzer, a 7 to Sabitzer as well, and Martial got 7.5 for Martinez and Sabitzer, and I'm going to give Rashford a 7 as well. So I have 3 nominees for man of the match. I'm just going to give the subs a 5, just to throw it out there. 3 nominees for man of the match: Martinez, Sabitzer, Rashford. This is tough, isn't it? Martinez, Sabitzer, or Rashford. Who am I going to give it to? My heart says Martinez. No, my head says Martinez. My heart says Sabitzer. Sign him up. I'm gonna give it to Lissandro. I thought he done fairly well. Thought he got into the right places at the right times. Now, if I just say Lissandro, I feel like I should say Sabitzer now. Yeah, Martinez. I feel a bit more. Listen, you might disagree with me, but we give Ten Hag a 7. Maybe 6.5, 7. Subs, not too bad. Martial came on. Didn't really do much. Sometimes you don't want them to do much because they'll get injured or something like that. So yeah. But listen, that's been the Manchester United versus Brentford post-match review. Let us know in the comments your man of the match, thoughts on the game. Join us again, as I said. Not sure what's going to be tomorrow, what we'll be doing, but join us on Friday for the preview for the game on Saturday, and the watch long. Then we'll have to watch long on Saturday. Content, Man United games coming thick and fast. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Come on, United.